People often ask if they can mulch around their mango trees, and it really depends on the circumstance. If you live in an area that has wet soils with a lot of organic matter, I'd say no. You don't need to encourage more moisture underneath the tree. For us, we have deep sandy soils. This is an old sand ridge here. And when I planted this part of the grove, which was 18 years ago, the plants really didn't do much for years. Now, mango trees really like deep sandy soils, but when you put a 3-gallon plant in a sandy area where in some places in this field there weren't even weeds, it was too tough for the weeds to grow. They need help. And mulch was a great way to help these trees get established. We probably put between 40 and 50 truckloads of mulch from tree companies here over a course of maybe 10 years. And it helped a lot. What was happening with our young trees is the environment was too brutal. We had survival irrigation, just low volume emitters, but the root zone that the plant needed to really establish was so hot because the sand, was baking in the sun. There weren't even enough weeds to really cool down that root zone. So when we put mulch out here, it not only cooled down the root zone, it helped retain the moisture, and it delivered some level of nutrients. The important thing to remember with putting mulch near mango trees is do not put it against the trunk of the tree. The trunk, if you keep mulch right next to it and the mulch stays wet, it can actually rot that trunk. And that's a bad thing. So if you use mulch 3 to 6 inches away on all directions, and for us, it made much happier trees. They established well and grew well. We're now at the stage where each tree sort of creates its own environment. There's a lot of shade underneath the tree that is created by the canopies. But when you put in a 3-gallon plant into an open area, it can't establish its own environment for years. So the addition of mulch in dry areas and in areas that get really hot also is a great thing. It's for us was a temporary thing. We did it for probably about 10 years. If you have an environment like ours that has a lot of sandy soil, not a lot of moisture, mulch will definitely help. It can be very helpful in cooling the root zone and helping the trees survive in dry areas. But remember, keep the mulch away from the trunk.